okay, here it is. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, here it is. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, here it is. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, here it is. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, here it is. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, here it is. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, here it is. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, here it is. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, here it is. Alright, here we go. Oh, okay, here it is. What's the damn link? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's it. Let's see. Wait a minute. There's it. Let's see. Wait a minute. There's it. Hey, what's up, man? Long time. There's it. Hey, what's up, man? Long time. Still sitting here. Hey, what's up, man? Long time. Still sitting here. Hey, what's up, man? Long time. Yeah, this is one of these questions I was trying to answer for someone. Long time. I know this is one of these questions I was trying to answer for someone. It's like 5 million things it could be. This is one of these questions I was trying to answer for someone. It's like 5 million things it could be. This is one of these questions I was trying to answer. It's like 5 million things it could be. This is one of these questions I was trying to answer. It's like 5 million things it could be. This is one of these questions I was trying to answer. It's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million things. This is one of these questions that's trying to it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million things. This is one of these questions that's it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million things. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. It's a good one. This is one of these questions it's just a non-PBR. It's like 5 million. I think that's what I need to do. Turn that one down. Yeah, I always forget about that. But yeah, this level here is it's the YouTube video you have open. Yeah, the video, this whatever you see here should be the link that's for this level. It's just a non-PBR level. You can load it up, and I was going to go through Outrun here. I was going to go through the come on now, where's the damn thing? Nothing ever goes right. Nothing ever goes right when you try to do these things. So I don't like doing them. I mean, the stupidest thing, like the little launch button, is just like not there. Yeah, the spawn button wasn't there. I didn't see it anyway when I had this. I need to get another monitor is what I need. That's trying to shuffle everything on one screen is a lot of work. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this is non-PBR. Well, it was a PBR, but I made it non-PBR now. No, I mean, it's non-PBR. This is what it would look like if you converted and your stuff isn't right. Like upgrade terrain materials, upgrade, and you get into here and everything's like you got your materials. Well, it's because the base texture here is the base texture here has got to be consistent. So if you tell it you want all your base textures to be 4096 by 4096, they got to all be 4096 by 4096. I'm not even going to explain the macro in detail. I'm just explaining what the bare minimum is just to get something working. You can just have one image and use it. Like just say this snow. I'll take the old snow from the old level, or the pre-PBR version of it. It's just diffuse here. We'll use this one. And the resolution, if we load it in here, we'll see it's 1024 by 1024. Well, already, I can tell you that's not going to work because we told it to be 4096 by 4096. So if you want to use that one again, you got to scale it to be 4096. Now the old way, let's see, hold on a minute. The old way it didn't matter. You could have different resolutions, the non-PBR, but now it's different. It's like I can load that image into here now. Actually, let me do it this way. Let me just make a new one. Snow 4, ground model snow. Add material. You have to add it before you can. It has to be here before you can add the stuff in there. So now that it's over there, you can add that image we just saved. Oh, and you'll want to copy that to your clipboard because you have to come back. It gets aggravating trying to navigate back to that spot every time. So it's here, and it's got to be here. Now I know this is not an ambient occlusion map. It's just recycled using this map. That's not a proper ambient occlusion, but don't matter. It's the bare minimum to get by. Just to have something here. Yeah, you gotta have. Now this scale has nothing to do with the resolution, as far as that. At minimum, the base resolution has to be what's here. The scaling is just how it's scaled on here. I mean, you can have it scaled really small or really large. What's going on, my damn? I got a key stuck, is what I think's going on. One of my keys is. I'm not sure what the hell's going on. It's like I have a phantom here typing. Like I hit something and hit enter. It's not what's... Man, anything goes wrong with these damn streams. Always goes wrong. I think I got a key stuck. I got something in one of these keys. It's like half pressed or something. It's oh, also, if you use DDS, it's not going to work. No, it's frustrating to me, man, because it's like, I don't know if I just get too many things going on at one time in my head and everything. I'm just clicking on the wrong things, but it seems like when I do these kind of videos, it's like there's always something that is not, like something little like this, like I was pressing like change the size of this thing, and it was like I'm actually doing it now, but it was changing back when I was typing. I was like, yeah, you see, it just did it. I'm not crazy. I know know that I can see it's damn doing it. It's like somebody messing with me or something, but there's nobody messing with me. You know what I mean? You see that? I just typed 16 and it just changed to 4. I'm not crazy. See, that time it didn't do it. Yep, there it went. I'm telling you, I'm not making this stuff up, man. This shit happens every time you do a live stream. Stupid stuff like that. It doesn't make no sense at all, and it happens no other time. It happens when you try to do these things. And it's like craziest thing. Yeah, it is weird, man. It's any problem you can have in making anything in Beam, you'll have when you live stream. It's like you can always replicate a problem. It'll always happen. But yeah, I don't know if that guy, I don't know, I posted about joining the live stream. I thought he could join in and I would answer the questions. But I already streamed it once. Let's see. Yeah, see, I'm streaming it. I don't see him in there, though. I don't think he knows that. Oh, you probably don't see the live stream. Oh, there he is. I see him now. Okay, yeah. Alright, cool. We're all here. Yeah. Alright, so now that everybody's here. Yeah. Now, hopefully the phantom is left. That's plaguing this thing here. So yeah, when you convert to PBR, your base texture size, whatever you declare here is what they all need to be. Now it used to be before you could have different resolutions, but now once you specify it here, they all this is kind of like the law, you know, whatever you put here is what it's got to be. So if you, for example, we say that's what we declare, then every texture from this point on needs to have a base texture size of 4096 by 4096. Now there's 5 categories: base, normal, roughness, ambient, occlusion, height. You can get by with just the base color, base texture. At its simplest form, that is your diffuse map from your old non-PBR material. Just the diffuse by itself. That you could think of it as like that. But you have to also have a base ambient occlusion in there also, or it's not going to show up. It's going to be black. It's going to look like no, that's no. It's going to look like that. And if you go to this one, and like say you got the black one like that, you can go to it and go to the different ones. You probably will see that you don't have nothing in any of it if you convert it, because it doesn't do all that for you. That's why I said it's a lot easier to just, well, it can be a lot easier, I think, to just redo them all than to try to convert them all. But check one like this 2K Snow or whatever one you got that's black. Go to the base color and make sure that the base color is selected. And just to eliminate any confusion, just remove all these. Just remove them all out of there so that there's nothing in any of them. That'd be the easiest thing to do. So the base color, that's got to be 4096 by 4096. It says here 4096 by 4096. Now this by itself, this 2K Snow here, it's not going to do anything until you have at least an ambient occlusion in there also. So let me minimize these so it's a little less confusing to look at. So the base color we just put in there, now the ambient occlusion base. All these have bases. All the bases all have to be what the base says if you use them all. But just to get by the bare minimum base, ambient occlusion base texture. Now you can see it now. Now that's not an ambient occlusion map. It's just recycled from that one, but here's an actual PBR that's got all 5 of them filled in. This is from Unreal Editor, or Adobe, or not Adobe, Unreal Bridge, which you're not supposed to use them for anything but Unreal products, but I don't care. I think they look good. Bridge is Bridge. If you've installed Unreal 5 engine, you know what Bridge is. Every terrain you can imagine is in here. I mean, like probably 100 different snows. They say you can use these if you're doing linear media productions, like you're just making YouTube videos and you're using their stuff in the video. That's fine, but you can't like share the stuff. Like I couldn't use these materials, make this ice level using their materials, and then share it with anyone else, because all these they got little things on the name of the textures that basically say, oh, this went to who. This went to this person, or this went to that person. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, see this, all this crazy writing? It's like, it knows who downloaded what. So, if you use the stuff for your own level, that's fine. But they don't want you sharing it. They say it's only for Unreal licensed products, but I use them sometimes. I just don't share them with anyone. But they're a lot quicker using them than trying to come up with something. Like, for example, I want to make another one here. Let's see. Let's call this Snow 4 or Snow 5. Or you know what? Let's get a mud. I'll show you. So, in Bridge, there's some good cracked ones in here. Alright, that one for example. We tell it 4K. Well, failed. I don't know. Like I said, if it can go wrong, it'll go wrong. I'll get that one instead. I don't know what the deal was with that one. Or we'll do that one. And there'll be albedo, displacement, normals, ambient occlusion, roughness. Albedo is the base, ambient occlusion is ambient occlusion, displacements, height, normal is normal, and roughness is roughness. So I guess that looks like mud. I don't know. Didn't the one that I wanted. But you see how easy it is to get terrain paints from there. You can make them just as easily in Blender too. You just have to bake them in Blender. If you got Blender, you can get pretty much any terrain paint in there also. Just install the Blender Kit add-on. Like rock, for example. Got all these different terrains. You can use on any of these also. Add a mesh plane. Like say you want that, you make that. So you want to use that for terrain paint, you can. Just have to change the render engine to cycles, GPU compute, render about 128 samples. And then go to shading. Since BeamNG does not read all this and know what it is, you just basically got to photocopy more or less each layer, bake it into a new image. It's like this image. Say new. I would say we're doing 4K 4096 by 4096. We don't need the alpha channel. And over here, once you got that set the cycles, you can see there's a tab for bake. You can tell that to bake the diffuse without the lighting and indirect lighting, just the color. And it should bake that here. That's a 4K image, 4K texture. Save as. Alright, back to that level. Art folder, PBR. Let's make another folder called rock. This will be our base color map. I'll just use JPEG. Alright, now the original, if it's using roughness, so you can bake a roughness, or you should be able to bake a roughness. Ambient occlusion, you won't be able to, because it's actually it's not really 3D. It's actually a flat plane, so it's nothing to bake. But see, like, that's the roughness map for that. So that would be the rough base map. Now you can just invert that like this and just tell it that it's the ambient occlusion. It won't know the difference. Alright, now we'll just resave it, and now that's the ambient occlusion map. I'll just put AO. Now we bake normals, and the normals you bake with linear lighting. Color space linear when you bake normals. And then the height map, well, we won't have a proper height map either, so we'll just recycle one of the other ones. Alright, we'll save as normals. Now, alright, new material. Let's see. We'll just call this one rock. Ground type rock. Rock cliff. Alright, you have to add it. You got to be added before you can put anything in it. So now that we hit add, now it's over here. We can now and this is what gets old, having to navigate each time back to here. So that's why I said once you get here, copy it one time to your clipboard so you don't have to keep coming back, because it gets old quick. Alright, the base color is done. Now we're at the normals. And put the normals in there, and the roughness in there. And now all these are 496 by 4096. Because we're all just dealing with the base color. And I'll just put the roughness in there with the height. It's not really a height map, but it'll work. Scale, let's say 16. Save changes to file. Now we can add it over here, and we should be able to have our new pretty rocks. That quick from Blender. Now this is just the base texture. You also got a macro and detail. Base texture is basically what you see. The base texture is what you see when you're really far away. What you see when you're up close is actually supposed to be the macro map. Like this would be like the macro. And then when you get even closer, then you see the detail. But to keep this simple, I'm just using the base texture. But everything we did here, you'd have to redo with whatever resolution you said those are going to be. So if those are going to be 2048 by 2048, that's what they got to be, whatever the macro and detail. Grass show up from a terrain paint. No, it wouldn't be. I mean, you can add things quick. Once you get your workflow down where you're knowing what to do. I mean, it's really quick. It's hard as hell to explain it. All right, so say this rock here, you want to add dirt, grass to it, the kind of grass that blows in the wind, and you have to add a ground model. You got to a ground cover. I'm sorry, create ground cover. Oh, once you get this little thing, just left click, hit escape, and now you see it here. Now you can name it whatever you want to name it. But what's going to make that appear on these rocks is going to be in the inspector window for this, where you see the types here. You can have this on 7 different ones, but we're just doing one. So what was this? Rock. So if we want it to be on rock, for example, we go to like layer 0 and we say rock. Now you'll see this no material, because I don't have this in my library. I don't have this material here, but I mean, we can make something real quick. I can make something pretty quickly and show you also how to get around another bug that's in the game when it comes to making them things. Alright, let's see, new. Alright, I add an alpha channel. We can delete the background. Photoshop's got its similar thing, so it's what works here is pretty much what you do there, just like little different names. Like, I know that's ugly, that looks like crap, but for this video it'll be okay. We're going to export that as, and in the level, pick a folder to put them in. Don't really matter. If you want to put them in there with the terrain paints, you can. Let's call this rock grass. PNG. Now back to the game. So the material is going to be, oh yeah, got to make new material. Rock grass. Oh, damn, already one exists for that. Rock grass 1 or 2. I thought I picked something that there definitely wouldn't be a name for it, but alright, so color map. Now this is using alpha, so we'll use alpha clip. Save changes. Now here's the thing that's the bug. Now we got a terrain paint for it now, rock grass 1 or rock grass 2, but it's not going to change in here yet. I mean, you would think it would have changed, but it's not. It's crazy like that. You got to just save the level and reload the level. And that's the way around it. You could spend hours, many hours, trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with it, and it'll never work until you close the game and reload it. And see, now everywhere there's rock, there's now this stuff here that I call rock grass. This ugly grass. Now the amount that is on the ground, that depends on the don't see it in my scene tree. There it is. That's the max elements. You can put like 500,000. Now how far they draw off into the distance, that's the you got different cutoffs. You got the dissolve radius and you got the radius maximum. It's like the maximum distance it can be, and then the distance that it starts to dissolve. But if you have, let me go over here. This would be a good spot. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the dissolve radius. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe that is. Oh, I get confused. So just say 100 and the dissolve radius 50. And you can see what the dissolve radius does and what 100 does. And that's 500,000 in that tight ass little space. If you make this farther out, it's not going to look like there's many, because there's the same number, they're just being drawn farther out. It's like 500 away, and you see there's even less. If you wanted to be more, you'd put like 2 million, you know, or however many millions, whatever the max element. But then you also got grid size. It's a lot of stuff. And you got, I usually just leave the grid size at 7. But yeah, there's some ugly vegetation there. And then you got shapes. You can have shapes also. There are 3D meshes that are also part of this. But if you're going to have a 3D mesh, you know, let's just make something out of this there. Let's just make a little rock out of this. Alright, this will be a rock grass plant, I guess. I don't know what the hell it is. export that. I didn't even consider the scale of it. Well, but it is what it is. We'll export that DAE into the level rock. Let's see. We'll put it in there with the other stuff. So this is our rock grass plant. Now I should be able to import that in from the asset browser now. It should make it. I mean, if you were going to pull it in, you should be able to right now. Just the DAE of that. But if you want that to be included in the grass, well, you got to make another ground model. Don't add 3D mesh to the same one that has the texture like this one, because it'll just flicker really bad. So you have to make another one, a second one. Like and shape file name, that's the DAE that you just saved. Layer name rock. No, that damn it. See, now wherever you paint that, you get both the rocks and the blades grass. But yeah, you wouldn't just ignore that. You won't be using that when you use a 3D mesh. You won't be using that one. That's why you said you have to have two different ones. One for the actual blade of grass, but you can have multiple blades, different things for different. Each one of these can have a different thing in it. You can have like 7, 8 different things per thing. So rocks grow on rocks. Yeah, they do. They do grow on rocks. Yeah. Yeah, they have offspring, and rocks do. What am I doing? Making the world's ugliest map with these rocks, this rock grass. Man, this damn map looks like crap. I'm gonna reload it. It looked better before I converted it. It looks bad now. I'm actually waiting on Phantom Liberty to come out. I want to play that. I think that unlocks at 7 p.m. tonight. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 and reinstalled Cyberpunk 2077. So I've been playing those two mostly. It's hard to have two games at one time installed because you feel like you're cheating on one when you're playing the other. It's like I heard once someone said that you couldn't have more than one good game installed at a time because you can't decide which one to play, and then when you do play one, you think I should be playing the other one. It's like this weird thing. I don't know. Not everybody's like that, but like me, I can't. I have a hard time focusing on two different games at once, and if I spend too long out of one, then I have to basically start it over because I just forget what the hell I was doing. And but yeah, I'm waiting on that damn thing. What app was that? Oh no, man, I don't know enough about doing real time stuff like that. I'm a dumbass. Hell, I ain't but just slightly smarter than 2 sacks of rocks. I barely can do what I do. I'm even worse doing it live stream because I just it's ADHD as hell, man. It really is. Tried to get my wife to come and help me, like, answer questions, and I was like, "Won't you come in and answer some stuff for me while I try to do some things, and you can answer some questions?" And so I asked her, "What's BeamNG?" and she looked at me like she didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So yeah, I'm in here by myself. She don't know nothing about. She don't understand what this stuff is. Yeah, I always, well, I do. I'm like one of them all or nothing kind of people. I like get all into one thing and I don't want to play something else. But I feel like, I don't know. I guess some people is different. I don't have the hard drive space to have, but I barely can get 2 games on here. This damn thing, this motherboard, or the SSD or the M2 slot it's under where my graphics card is, which don't make no sense to me. And then the one at the top it says for Gen 11 only. So long story short, I bought a 2 gig SSD and had to take it back. Because I said, I don't want to take one out that's already in and have to damn worry about copying everything over somehow. So yeah, I'm kind of limited to just. Well, I got about 100 gigs free I can mess around with. 62 gigs free at any time. That's with 2 games installed. And this C drive, it was just a 500 meg. It came with the computer, and the E drives, it's one of them old kind that you have to wait on to spin up and tell you everything. Yeah, I know this one's different. I got the let me show you. I got this. I'll pull up the board. Z5 90. This is the board. Yeah, let's see. I'll show you exactly what I was. That's not my damn country. I don't know what that is. Yeah. All right. So this one here, this M21, underneath here it says Gen 11 only. I don't know why, but well, this is a i9 10850K, so it's not an 11th gen. So if I put anything in this one, it doesn't work anyway, because it's not. Apparently, whenever they did this slot, it's for 11th gen only. Whatever they did with that, I don't know. But putting it in there did not work. This one, well, it's right underneath the damn video card. And that damn thing takes up like all this damn room here. So you can't get to that. I tried taking it out, and it's like it won't let it go. And I don't want to break the motherboard pushing that thing too far to try to get it to release. I don't know why it won't release, but I just knew if I kept trying to get it out of there, I was just going to get ill with it, and I was going to end up putting too much pressure and it'd break. But I don't know why it won't release. This one here is the one that I have a 1 terabyte drive. Or no, it was a 500 gigs. Yeah, so that's all I have. And this one, oh, that ain't one. So yeah, I just have these 3. So technically, well, there's another one. I forgot about the other one. Maybe that's the other one. I don't know. One of them has got the system hard drive, the C drive. The other, the D drive, the one I bought recently. Not the newest one, but one before that. This is where the newest one would go if I got another one, which I can't get to because it's under where the damn card's at. And this one says it's not available, so I don't have 11th gen. $4K 60 is a lot of pixels you need to drive. Oh, the app, the texture program. This is GIMP. It's a free program. I like GIMP because it's got tile seamless, and I can also export as BDS format. They got the different compression types, generate bitmaps, and also if I get lazy, I don't want to make a proper normal map, I can do a generic normals map. It'll do a generic normal map. The GIMP's free, and really, to be honest with you, the only reason I use GIMP is because I can't afford Photoshop. That's another thing to pay for. It's like every damn thing now has like monthly subscription fees, and I think Photoshop's like, I'll say that shit's like $29 a month. Yeah, I used to use torrents and stuff. I don't anymore. I don't. Actually, you know, when I had a Pentium 4 2 gigahertz, Pentium 4 was back when I used to just get stuff and didn't care where it came from. But yeah, my friend tells me all the time about these different sites. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I kind of took the ideology or the thought process of, well, if I can't afford it, and I probably don't need it. And that's why I don't have 3D Studio, because my extended student evaluation copy expired. So they give you like 30 days to try it out, and after that it's no good anymore. I tried to appeal to them though and say, hey, I'm a teacher. I can teach your stuff, and if you give it to me for free, I can teach. I didn't even bother checking to see if they replied. Yeah. Bitrate. Oh, DDS. Well, BeamNG. I got a picture here. BeamNG. Let me find my. Alright. Well, it was in here. I ain't believing that shit. I must have moved them out of there and deleted them. Damn. Alright. You can have 3 different DDS. You got regular. So that would be if you were going to use that as a DDS, that would have to be compression type 1. Let me just pull this up real quick. Alright, see, compression type 1 for anything that's not transparent and not a normal map. It's BC1 compression type. If it's got transparency, meaning it's like going to have transparency in it, when you export it as a DDS, it needs to be it needs to be BC3 compression type. And if it's a normal map like that, normals, then it needs to be BC5 compression type. Now the MIP maps, since you're only using power of 2 stuff, you shouldn't really need it. But Beam NG will only read DDSs that are power of 2. So like if you have 2048 by 3176, that's not going to work. Beam NG is going to give you an error. And I thought, as far as I knew, you could not use the DDS in Beam unless it was using the compression types. Like it had to have compression. It wouldn't work without it. How do you make smooth graphics like channel Beam NG? Smooth graphics. You know, if you're having problems with your performance, well, you can put the game in super slow motion, record it at quarter speed, and then take all the video and multiply it times 4. And then it'll be the actual frame rate. So like a game runs like crap, you're going to put it in slow motion, it runs better. You put it even more slower, it'll run better. When I made some crazy shit that breaks, it had like thousands of little things that broke. It was killing my CPU, for example. I could put the game in ultra slow motion and record the video at that really, really slow. Like really slow, right? Not regular speed, but really slow. Because the game could process this a hell of a lot easier than it could at full speed. I don't even remember what I was trying to do, but yeah, you just record it. And then you take the video, the footage, you import it into like your photo or your video editor and just multiply it to get it to the right frame rate. But the best way is just to get a better computer, really. Just think about people that have to play that ain't got a computer and I like stream it. Like I think you can stream it. I don't use that stuff like NVIDIA Shield and all that, but I think people do play it on there. I think the game runs fine. I ran it really good on. I ran it at 4K on a i7 7700 with a GTX 1080, but also I was limited to 60 frames per second. I couldn't do more than that at the time, so it was averaging that. I turned ambient occlusion off, that helped. Here's something you can try to do. I don't know if this will help you. It says it's not implemented. I haven't really tested it a lot. We load a map that's got a lot of detail in it, like Italy. I've been meaning to check this out and see if it actually does anything or not. But you know the terrain block's got pixels, right? You know it's made up of stuff. It's got LOD management, and you can turn it off completely, and you can make the damn thing like 200 million polys, the terrain block, or you can increase the number to make it more LODs. I'll show you. Not to put it in wireframe mode. You really see what I'm talking about. It probably don't make any sense right now. I never use it. I don't even know what the hell it's at. Wireframe mode. Alright. So this is a terrain block as a default. You can look over here at my frames per second. You can see how many polys it is. Alright, this is what I was talking about. If you type in terrain, the terrain, you got this error, screen error. If you put that at 0, now that's a wireframe. But it don't look like a wireframe because it's a hell of a lot of polys. That's seeing the terrain block at its fullest potential. It says in here that not yet implemented, but it is and it ain't, because the default's 16. Like, look at my poly count. You can't even damn see them all. There's so many in there that it's having to put numbers on top of numbers. I don't know if it's 623 million or what. But it's far more than what it was when it was just 16. What's that? 8 million polys? 8 makes it 18 million at 8. 4, 44 million. 2, 63 million. 0. So I guess that's 63 million, maybe more. So my thought was, well, you can see my frames per second dropped to 37, and the default was 16. It's around here. So what I thought was, what if you make it more, so you got even bigger blocks in the terrain block, the LODs. It won't look as good up close, but it gives you a little more performance. Well, I don't know. It doesn't look like it matters. It looks like I get the same performance even though the terrain is clearly less polygons now. See, it's 3 million polys. At the default, it was 9 million, and half of that, 18 million. It only goes up so high. Well, you would think it would make a difference. But the game does such a good job of LOD management, you can't really tell that it's not using it at the full detail level. I mean, I wouldn't know if I looked at that and looked at this without the wireframe that it was any different. even though I can tell it's different because it's less polygons, it don't look any different. It looks the same. I mean, maybe you could tell if you like got a microscope out, but it's not that much difference that it really makes. But that's what I thought would make a difference, if anything. You also can do, I'm not sure how they work, where you can make these zones that are occlusion zones. Not sure, I've only messed with that one time. But that's mostly like if you're I'm not even damn sure where it was at. I never had to really worry about it. I don't think that's the right one. That's not it either. I don't think that's it. Oh, that is it. Okay, that is it. So when you're inside of the occlusion, it doesn't draw the it like hides the damn terrain, but I don't really know what the hell it's really supposed to be for. I remember somebody telling me about it because they were making some underground caverns and stuff, and I'm not even sure if this is what they were using. And they had like a lot of these damn things, and they were trying to make it so they could get some better performance by having a lot of these little things, like these little zones out by one another. But I don't know what they're doing. Not even sure what that's for. Now it occurred to me too, you could mean smooth videos as in using the camera. Hold on a minute. Let me pull up, pull up my brother's site here. I'll paste this. This might be what you're actually asking about, and I'm just like misunderstanding the question. But he does a great job explaining how to do smooth camera motion in that video. Can you remove grass in normal graphic settings without the mod? You can remove all the grass. You can just type ground cover, and you can hide all these. Hide all the ground covers, and you won't see any grass. That's using the world editor. And you don't have to do anything. Just type ground and you'll see ground covers. You can also hide the forest. You can hide the entire forest. There's other things you could probably do to get a little more performance. I guess I just never have to fool with that. But those are probably the biggest ones. And you got all these other things too. The forest is definitely a big thing because the forest is, there's so many damn elements involved with the forest. Like, I mean, you see all of them, right? I'm still waiting on this damn thing to catch up with me telling it to draw that. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of forest elements. I mean, I think I killed the game. I don't think it's going to recover from that. Yeah, you can hide the forest. Definitely hide the forest. Hide the ground covers. I thought. I'll post it in the community. Oh, I see what you're saying. The links don't work in here. Yeah, I posted it in the community tab. I don't even use that camera much. I I know as far as playing the game, I don't use the replay camera at all. I don't like the way the stuff breaks, how it just jitters everywhere, so I don't ever use that. If I can't live capture it, like with shadow play recording, I don't even bother. The problem, me, I make a lot of things, and by the time I make things, I don't feel like making videos of those things. Like I'll spend all day making one little thing, and I like make part of a road that breaks. But by the time I get finished making it, get it working right, I don't have the patience left to set up something for making a video. I just rather just share it and everybody else can use it. I don't have much patience like that. I get frustrated with the AI mostly because the AI is well, I haven't tried it since they fixed it. Breakable road. A breakable road. Oh, let me see. I forgot what I named it. Maybe I call it. Let's see, what did I call that? I know I shared it. I was pretty sure I did. I may not have shared it. I know I shared some of these that I made like this. Let's see here. Oh, well. Oh. Maybe I said I was gonna make it and I never did finish it. I thought I damn. Let me go here, your videos. Let's go to mods. Videos. Let's see. Mods. There it is. I'll show you how to do this one. So get trap, vehicles, trap. Copy this to the clipboard, this trap. Go to the user folder. In vehicles, paste trap. Then load East Coast, I believe it is. This was kind of like an experiment thing I started on. I didn't ever finish it. I start a lot of things and don't finish them. Like I said, I get bored easy. I get bored, I move on to something else. A lot of this stuff's time consuming. Well, it's all time consuming, but some of it's more tolerable than other things. I just have to be in the right mindset to want to do repetitive, repetitious stuff, and then sometimes I am and sometimes I ain't. Or I'll have a great idea and I'll start on it, and then I'll think, oh, man, this is more work than I thought it was going to be. Alright, let's go to over here. Because I made it just specifically for this one spot. I used a texture from this. Spawn new. Alright. Now I knew that was going to happen. But there you go, the world editor. No, not you. Damn it. time of day must have been different. I don't know why I would have baked that shadow into that. If there's not a shadow here now, I must have changed the time. Only thing I can think. I wouldn't have thought I'd have done that. Because it don't blend very good as it is. Not sure how many times I fractured it. At least 3 or 4 times. Um, you know what I do with AI? I don't use it. Now, if I do want to use it for something, I uh, I go in with I go in well knowing before I get to it that I probably won't uh, have much patience, so I try not to do too much with it. But here's something you can do. Alright, we'll just use this little road here for an example. Alright. you got 2 vehicles or 3 vehicles. Now it only works if you got 2 vehicles, it'll work for 1 vehicle. If you got 3 vehicles, it'll work for 2 of them. But in this particular case, since these traps here are also vehicles, they also count as a vehicle. It just matters which one you're alternating from. So if I'm at this and I hit tab and that's the road, and I hit tab again, it's the road, Now that's a vehicle, that's a vehicle, and that's a vehicle. See how it's switching? So if I'm on this vehicle, for example, and I give it gas, I gotta turn my controller on if I'm gonna give it gas. I turn on the controller and I say go. Now while I'm giving it gas, I hold tab down. I give that one gas and holding tab down again. Now if I reset, they're both gonna go, right? And if I decide, well, what if I just want to kind of move that one over to there? Well, you can. You'll just move over to there. Or if I want this one to, if I want to kind of straighten them out a little bit so they don't run into each other, and you can do that. It's just a quick way to do something with AI. Like, it's not really the AI. I mean, it's the AI. It's basically just remembering the last thing you told it to do is what it's doing, without having to fool with the script AI manager and all that stuff. And I can explain it a little simpler and probably just load small grid. And I'll show you what you can do with it. But it's without having to get out the script AI manager. Just damn, wife's gonna be here in a minute. Alright, let me get this up and I'll show you this and then I'll get off of here. Now I haven't used the new script AI. I got the new one. I mean, maybe it's a lot better than it used to be. Alright, so you got one vehicle. It won't work with just one vehicle. You have to have at least 2. And if you got at least 2, then one of them, you can give it gas, and while holding gas, you can press tab to switch to the other vehicle. And then when you reset the scene with Shift R, well, it does what you told it to do. Now if you got 3 vehicles, well, you can do it with the other one. The point is, the last one it won't work on. It'll only work on 2 of them. So whatever the last one was that you flipped to is the one that doesn't get used. Now you can't tell it to go up here, then turn left and turn right. It don't work like that. This is just something if you just need something quick and you want these things to all kind of do something for whatever purpose. It's like this last one here won't go anywhere. Now you can, while it's doing this, you can switch to them, and you can just move the steering, like if you want to try to, and you can tap the brake. As long as you don't press the same key that's being used, you can keep resetting the scene. Just if you hit the brake, if you hit the gas, that's going to cancel out the gas that it knows now. You can also, like I said, you can steer them. But if I hit the gas pedal to adjust the speed, then when I reset it, it knew that was the last thing that I pressed. It's not going to work anymore. But it would work the same way as if you're doing this also. Or you can do something like this. So it just remembers the last thing it was told. It's just a quick way to set stuff up if you don't want to have to fool with script AI. Because every time I use script AI, what I found is it would all go okay for a while, then things would get out of sync. And then you'd have like 2 or 3 vehicles supposed to be doing something, and then then for whatever reason, one decides it ain't going anymore. It's like it just sits and it's like, you're like, what the hell's the damn thing doing? And you give it, it's not going anywhere. It's just like, it's like it got confused. Man, you at work? You didn't call in again, did you? Because they updated the game again today. I didn't know if you called in sick. Yeah, there was a download today. I guess they patched something. I was about to do a video and I saw it was downloading. I was like, oh man, they must have damn updated it. You know how it is when they update, they get a new patch, they update usually a few times. Yeah, small patch notes. Man, I want the virtual reality again. I had the VR headset. I don't have it anymore. I don't have it anymore. That was an old Oculus Rift that wasn't any good for VR. Yeah, my friend Havoc NG, I'll tell you what, man, he loves BeamNG so much. Damn, when update 3 came out, I knew he was supposed to be at work. I said, ain't you working today? He said, nah, I called him. I don't blame him. I get like that too about certain games. I want to play something. I want everybody playing it before me. Like, damn it, I gotta wait till the night to play. I ain't watched his video. I ain't watched your video yet. Of the lightning or the turbo engine. Now I'm waiting on this update. Yeah, made this too today, and you can tell that ain't gonna work. Damn, it's detailed though. I ain't get enough pictures. Let me see here. This should be all. This should be all the stuff I've made in the past 2 years. It's just not organized. It's all out of organization. I don't even know what half the stuff is. I don't know if that came through. Won't let me paste. Huh. I don't think I'm broadcasting now. Yeah, it's not letting me. Something happened.